Three Musketeers. Freewheeling fun with fiction's rowdiest heroes. A world television premiere on the CBS Friday Night Movies at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Well, we can't see it from here, but boy, she got a goodie in her hand, huh?
Oh, what a lovely ice cream cone.
Huh? First and 10, 49ers at their 20-yard line. Let's see if they continue to move the ball as they did the first time out here in the second half. Wilbur Jackson, 25, 30, and Wilbur is up to the 35-yard line. I don't know what Ken Meyer told him at halftime, but it has been effective so far.
That's good blocking by the offensive line, and watch Williams' block here. Jackson just cuts inside of Farnhorst's block and runs for daylight, picking up the first down. You know, Jackson runs more like a halfback than he does a fullback, and maybe the rap on him not blocking isn't justified.
73 yards in 11 carries for Wilbur Jackson. First down, San Francisco at their 35, and Jim Plunkett out to Jackson. Screen to the 35, to the 40, and Wilbur is out to the 44. He got 8 on that play, which will set up second down and 2.
This is a designed screen. Williams going over the middle, then he dumps it out to Jackson, and number 65, Lawson, who's been blocking great all day long, puts the key block on again to get Jackson 9 yards.
Final score, Seattle over the Jets, who are playing without their quarterback, Richard Todd, 17-0. Second down, let's call it 2 for the first down. 49ers at their 44. Jackson, first down, 49ers at the 47-yard line. I'll tell you exactly what Meyer told his troops at halftime. He said, man, you know, we lost 5, we've come back and won 3. We've come back too far to blow it here, and we got our big shot next week.
Well, he says we're 2 games behind the Rams, and if we lose this one, we'll probably be 3 games behind, and next week is meaningless. So we have to win this week to make something of next week.
First and 10, San Francisco at its 46. Score tied at 7. 5.5 minutes left in the third period from the Superdome in New Orleans.
Play action pass here, Frank.
That's Williams. Picked up 2 yards to the 49-yard line. Jim Merlo, number 57, and Pat Hughes, number 54, on the stop. We mentioned Merlo being from California earlier, from Northern California. He was recruited by Jim Plunkett for Stanford.
That's right. He was the most valuable player for the Saints last year, which I don't know is kind of an auspicious award.
It's like being MVP for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Plunkett, sideline throw. Willie McGee was all by himself out there and wrestled out of bounds at the 38-yard line of the Saints. That's another San Francisco first down. Ernie Jackson, who did such a great job covering Harrison in the first half, was nowhere to be found. And by the time he caught up, the 49ers had another first down at the 38 of the Saints.
Well, that was a double sideline pattern. He had Washington going down on the left side, and then he had McGee on the right side. They both were open, and he selected McGee.
McGee up at the top of your screen, and you see Washington in the slot inside of him. Del Williams, Battersfield hit him as he crossed the line of scrimmage. He picked up a couple to the 36-yard line. By the way, former 49er coach Dick Nolan is on Hank's staff. He's the linebacker coach at New Orleans now. Dick is up in the press box helping the Saints call the shots, so we won't have an opportunity to show them to you.
The backs are running a lot harder the second half too, Frank. They're getting some yardage on their own. They did not do that in the first half.
Plunkett mixing his play selection up nicely. He's got the Saints conscious of the run now, which opens up the passing game. Williams charging through the right side to the 31 to the 30-yard line. Elois Grooms, number 78, with a pickup of 6 yards on the play by Del Williams. That'll set up third down. Third down and 2, and Plunkett will call time. He saw that 30-second clock about to run out on him. It had about 2 seconds left on it. They very alertly called time to avoid the 5-yard delay of game penalty. I do believe the Saints, or rather the 49ers, did send a play in from the bench. They sent in a second tight end, Paul Seal, who who was the one-time New Orleans Saint, to beef up the blocking on the third down and short yardage situation. Timeout here at the Super Bowl. We'll be back in 1 minute.
There's 85 feet between you and the ground, and there's enough juice at your fingertips to light up the county. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best-tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, Miller stands clear. Beer after beer. If you got the time, we got the beer. Miller Beer.
Ever get the feeling that you wanted to cut out?
Go home, Mustang.
Mustang.
Let a Mustang take you away.
This is a great time to go Mustang, because this year Mustang 2 is base sticker price less than last year.
Mustang.
The 78 Ford Mustang 2 Ghia. What are you waiting for?
Go Mustang.
So cut out. Go Mustang. A better idea from Ford.
Frank Lieber along with Nick Bonacounti. There's another final score. Colts continue to roll as they beat Buffalo by a score of 31-13. Our score tied at 7. 49ers, big play here. 3rd down and 2 from the Saint 30-yard line. Plunkett motioning Del Williams to the other side of Jackson. Jackson gets the call, and Jackson, I believe, has enough for the first down. It'll be close. As he reached the 28-yard line, Joe Fetterspiel, the middle linebacker, making the tackle. And the officials say it's not close enough to measure. It is a first down for San Francisco.
Credit the intelligence of Jim Plunkett to take a peek in the backfield, make sure his runners were in the right position for the first down.
1st and 10, Saints, or rather 49ers from the Saint 27. Nice hole up the middle as the 49ers continue to blow people out of there. Joe Campbell and Joe Fetterspiel in on the stop that time as Del Williams carries to the 22-yard line, a pickup of 5.
Now watch the surge. It's a cross block up the middle with Peoples getting on Fetterspiel. Williams is following Peoples up the middle and picks up 7 yards. Nothing tricky, nothing fancy. They're running straight at him and they're gaining yardage.
2nd and 5. 49ers at the 22-yard line, driving for the go-ahead points. Jackson cutting back inside is to the 17-yard line, and again will be close for a first down. And some ruffled feelings. Lois Grooms, number 78 of the Saints, tangled a bit with Keith Fonhorst, number 71 of the 49ers, and it's quickly broken up. This may be close enough for measurement. Yes, they'll bring in the chains from the far side to see if the 49ers picked up yet another first down. This drive started back at the 20-yard line. San Francisco's second offensive possession of the second half, and they look like an entirely different football team. They get the first down. 2 minutes left to play in the third period. Score tied at 7, and the Saints fans imploring their team to hold them. That is a final score. Redskins come from behind, got great work out of their specialty teams, blocked a punt late in the game to set up a touchdown. Washington wide to the right. McGee is flanked to the left. Plunkett handing off to Del Williams to the 15-yard line. Mike Foltz, number 72, defensive left tackle, second-round draft pick of the Saints, made the stop after a pickup of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down, 7.
Frank, this is where the Saints have been exceptional on pass defense. This is where they've been getting the jams on the receivers, trying to get open, making Plunkett hesitate before he got rid of the football.
Second and 7. 49ers from the Saints' 15-yard line. Jackson looking for a hole. Close to the 10 before he was nailed by Chuck Crisp. Got a marker down at the line of scrimmage.
It's against the 49ers. Tom Mitchell threw his hands up in disgust.
I'll tell you, Cleveland isn't giving up in that Pittsburgh game, but they're going to run out of time. 59 seconds left in the game, and the Browns have scored. It's now Pittsburgh 35, Cleveland 31. David Mays, who came in for Brian Seifer, was knocked out early in that game, hitting Larry Poole on the 3-yard touchdown pass. And I'm sure they're lining up right now for an onside kick. Here's the call, Chuck Haberle.
Offense.
Illegal motion. And what he tried to say, we were reading lips here. We're very good at that. Number 81, who's the tight end. Second down. 12 now needed for the first down. 49ers at the St. 20 following the penalty. The pitch to Williams. He wants to throw it. He puts it out there for Washington. Intercepted. Crisp made the interception at the 8-yard line and then ran out of bounds. And the Saints will take over at their 8. So the Saints stop the 49ers again as they did twice in the first half and take over first and 10 with the score tied at 7.
This is an Archer electronic smoke alarm from Radio Shack. It can save your life and property by detecting smoke before it's too late. And alerting you with a loud, continuous horn sound. It's on sale now at only $21.88. A small price to pay for so much peace of mind. Protect your home or business today with a low-cost Archer electronic smoke alarm. Only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Zoltan, look, the rocket reactor.
Cut! Okay, Claire, how did a New York Life T-shirt get into this scene?
I just signed up with them to reach my goal of financial security.
Security in show business?
Through life insurance. They're the winners, darling.
For your basic financial security, sign up with the winning team, New York Life.
Space Lady, have your agent give me a call.
There's Hank Stram on the sidelines. And right now, he's got to be breathing a huge sigh of relief with 54 seconds left to play in the third period. Great defensive play by Chuck Crisp. Boy, that was a long drive, consumed a lot of time there.
It really was. They really read that well. Williams went back. It didn't look like a run. It just faded back and intercepted.
So the Saints backed up to their own 8-yard line, trying to run themselves out of the hole now. They give us to Galbraith. Tony Galbraith, number 34. Second-round draft choice a couple of years ago out of Missouri, who last year authored the longest run in Saints history from scrimmage. Against Kansas City, went about 70 yards for a touchdown.
Well, they won't do anything foolish here, Frank. They'll probably run a play-action pass, if anything, and try and hit a sideline. But they'll probably try to rely on Tom Blanchard coming out and booming it out on a punt.
Could be the last play of the third quarter if they keep it on the ground. Less than 30 seconds left in the quarter. Strong takes it out to the 15-yard line. It's about 4 yards shy of the first. He may have fumbled the ball, but if so, he fell on his own fumble. And the Saints will retain possession. 5 seconds left to play in the third quarter. That's it. There's the gun. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Saints 7 and the 49ers 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
He's as wild as a Brahma bull. Charles Bronson in the television premiere of From Noon Till 3, Wednesday night on CBS.
Welcome back to the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana, as we start the final period of play. The Saints and the 49ers tied at 7-all. And as we head back to play, Saints have the ball with a third down and 4 needed for the first down. Ken Meyer, arms akimbo, looking on, chewing furiously on the gum.
Oh, and I hate to be that gum. He's doing a punishing job on that.
It's a big play for both sides here. Saints needed to keep their drive going. If they don't get it, 49ers have a chance of getting pretty good field position out of the punt. Bobby Douglas fakes it to the middle, being pursued by Elam. Finally gets it away and throws it at the feet of the tight end, Henry Childs. So good defense by the 49ers. And the Saints will be punting from the goal line. Final score, Pittsburgh hung on to beat Cleveland 35-31.
That sets up an interesting match next week in Pittsburgh when Dallas visits them.
And many of you will be able to see that game as part of a doubleheader on CBS. The Cowboys and the Steelers next Sunday. 10 men up for the rush by the 49ers. Blanchard 1 yard deep in the end zone. Here they come. 49ers playing return all the way. Good kick. Leonard fading back to his 35, back to the 32, now up to the 40, 45, 50. Flag down as Leonard is finally pinned at the 43-yard line of the Saints, but markers were thrown the other side of the field. 53 yards on the punt by Blanchard. But the 49ers are going to be whistled down for a clip here, which is going to cost them a lot of that yardage. Stan Black, number 26, was apparently the culprit. Several flags on that play. We get the call here from the referee, Chuck Haberle.
Illegal use of the hands, number 41, offense.
There's Mike Baldassin. CBS Sports Special, don't forget it, next Friday, 11:30 Eastern Time. Leon Spinks, the unbeaten heavyweight, takes on Alfio Ragetti. That'll be live from Las Vegas. The winner will get a shot at Ali come February. Watch it on CBS. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. Jackson to the 30-31. Pickup of 2, and then Derwin Moore, number 74, made the stop. Jackson lost his hat. Hey, Moore's a tough customer, former All-American at Oklahoma. I was talking to a guy who's one of your contemporaries. I don't know if you remember him. Jim Harris from Oklahoma, former defensive back. And he now coaches, looks like Jackson was shaken up. He now coaches the alumni for an annual alumni game they have at OU. And he says Derwin Moore is so eager to play that he has it put in his Saints contract. But he's allowed to play in the alumni game. He says everything he has in football is because of Oklahoma. Now, there's a guy that's got some kind of feeling for his old school.
Well, I think we all do. I think everybody would like to be involved with their school after they graduate, but a lot of schools don't involve the ex-players. Derwin Moore is one of the better defensive tackles in the game. A little disappointing so far this year, though, Frank. He only has 1 quarterback sack. That's really under his normal for the year. I think last year he had something like 14 or 15.
Al Jackson walking off will get a breather. It looks like he's walking okay. He's picked up 85 yards and 15 carries. First period score, Earl Mann, a 42-yard field goal. Oakland leading Houston 3-0. Bob Farrell has come into the backfield replacing Jackson. Second down, 7 for the 49ers at their 31. Razzle-dazzle with Willie McGee winding up with the football, and McGee tripped up behind the line of scrimmage by Pat Hughes, number 54 of the Saints. Veteran outside linebacker, one time a New York Giant. He's played both offense and defense in his pro career. Played center for a while with the Giants, and they switched him to a linebacker in his later years.
I would have to say, Frank, that both razzle-dazzle plays that the 49ers have run have not been executed too well. The halfback pass that was intercepted and that reverse.
3rd and 11 from the 28-yard line of San Francisco. 13 and a half minutes left to play in the game. No flag as Farrell gets the call, and Farrell looks like he's close for the first down, but not quite enough. Ken Bordelon, number 50, making the stop. Farrell scored his only touchdown last season against the New Orleans Saints. 4th and 2. Third period, total offense figures for 3 quarters, the 49ers 149 yards and the Saints 113. So it's been a defense-oriented game. Rich Monty, who had a punt return for a touchdown, called back because of a clipping penalty in the final minute of the first half. Waiting. Woodham. Now, why is he indicating that right hand? That's the side he wants it on?
Yeah, that's right. He wants to kick it away from Monty if he can. Gets a beautiful punt off.
Monty at the 15, looking for some place to go to the 20, spinning out of a couple tacklers and reaching the 26-yard line. Pretty nifty return by the youngster. out of Penn State University. 12 and a half minutes left to play in the game. Timeout here in the Superdome. Saints and 49ers are tied.
Sit tight, Pop. I'll pump myself. Let me tell you something, gang. Any gas will get you where you want to go. But it ought to be in there cleaning your carburetor, too. Now, you want to make sure you're getting the job done, use new STP gas treatment. You just pump in a can with every tank load of gas, and it goes to work cleaning like a bandit. Clean that carburetor. Get a hold of this, and do it yourself. Keep the change, partner.
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast. 1. Join the #1 club and reserve a car with Hertz. 2. Have your license and credit card ready, because Hertz will be ready for you. Just sign and go. 3. Need directions? Ask Hertz. They know the shortest route. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster. Go, Juice! Go! Rent a Ford from Hertz. A superstar in rent-a-car. Right.
Imprisoned by a mad scientist, Logan and Rem have to save Jessica from being brainwashed and losing her mind on Logan's Run, Monday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain Time.
12 and a half minutes left to play in the game. Saints 1st and 10 at their 26-yard line following the punt return by Maudie. 41,564 in attendance here at the Superdome. Bobby Douglas motioning Maudie from his right side over to his left. He wants him in the slot. Douglas has gone all the way at quarterback. Pitch to Strawn, and Strawn to the 30. McGee and Harper finally nail him at the 33-yard line. Nice pickup on the play, some 5 yards. He looks like he's coming apart at the seams. Lost part of that jersey. First period score, Vikings have jumped on Cincinnati by a score of 7-0. And San Diego, surprisingly, in front of Denver, 7-0. That's also in the first period. Our score, Saints 7, 49ers 7. We're in the final period of play. 2nd down, 5. Again, Strawn getting the call, bounces off a couple of tacklers at the line of scrimmage and gets within a yard of a first down at the 36-yard line. Mike Strawn has seen a lot of duty this afternoon. Couldn't tell that by looking at him, could you?
Mike Strawn, if you look at the officials in the NFL and you talk to some of the scouts and coaches, they would say that he would be starting for most ball clubs. A real hard-nosed runner, durable, doesn't get hurt too often.
That's your basic tearaway jersey there, huh?
And the Saints aren't spending very much money on their jerseys.
They don't hold up too well anyway, huh? Measurement indicates that the Saints are about a foot short of the first down. They've converted 5 of 12 third downs in the ballgame so far. That'll be 3rd down and a foot for the first.
Of course, the gutty call here would be a play-action pass and try to get the big one, but for 11:46, they'll probably just go for the first down.
Douglas is 2 out of 4 passing, so I think he would surprise them if he threw it. Galbraith for the first down at the 43-yard line. Now, that's unusual. Normally, a guy hurdles to get that first down over the pile. Galbraith hurdled, and there wasn't anybody there to hurdle.
The defensive line did a good job. They got underneath the offensive line, and there's no place to go, so he just jumped over it. The high hurdle champion for the New Orleans Saints, Tony Galbraith.
So the Saints are driving on the 49ers now. First down at their 44-yard line. Score tied at 7. The veteran Bobby Douglas quarterbacking New Orleans. Strawn to the 48-yard line. Pick up a close to 4 in the play. Skip Vanderbunt, 52, and Tommy Hart, 53 on the stop. 49ers have beaten the Saints 11 times. They've lost to them 3 times. 2 games have been tied.
Tommy Hart's playing with a bad knee and a bad elbow. He had his knee drained yesterday just before the ball game, and he's been nursing that knee all year long.
2nd and 7. Saints are at their 48-yard line. Gilliam in the slot off to the right side. Muncy looked like a man on roller skates for a moment, glided right into Willie Harper. You know, one thing about Muncy being missing from practice, they've been very mysterious about why. They just say it's a personal thing, but normally we're on the inside of these things, and they'll tell us something, but this time it's nothing. I mean, it's a personal thing, and that's it.
Well, he's a free spirit, and that's the way Hank Stram describes him. But, you know, being a free spirit and being a team man are two different things.
3rd down, 7. Saints at their 47-yard line, trying to pick up the first, and Douglas going to put it up. Has it blocked on him. Good rush, and I think the block came from Tommy Hart, number 53.
Well, that was good blocking by the offensive line, and the Saints gave him plenty of time to throw. Let's see if there's any holding on it. There's Elam going to the inside, and number 68, Steve, making a nice tackle on him. But he gets enough penetration to knock the ball down. You got to use a little of those tricks every now and then, Frank.
Blanchard has punted 6 times for an average of 46.8. 10 men up front for the 49ers. See if they put on the rush or the return. They're coming. Got it away in good shape. Leonard back at the 10-yard line, looking for some place to go. Out of bounds at the 14, maybe the 15. 44 yards as Blanchard continues to punt very consistently, and the 49ers will start this drive deep in their own territory with 9 minutes, 29 seconds left in the game.
Introducing the Ford in your future, the new Ford Fairmont Wagon, a new wagon designed for today and the years ahead. The Fairmont wagon has excellent mileage ratings, but while it is trim and lean outside, Fairmont has almost 90% of the passenger space of most large wagons, and with the seat down can swallow up all this cargo. Yet for all this, the new Fairmont wagon, as shown, is actually sticker price less than this little VW Rabbit. Test drive Fairmont, the newest, better idea from the Wagon Master.
Come on, gang. Big smile. But you don't want to leave the good times behind. Pack along a simple shooting Kodak Trimlight Instamatic 18 camera. Fits right in your pocket, and it takes big, beautiful pictures just like this. Show 'em, Shug. Don't leave the good times behind. Save them with a Kodak Trimlight 18 camera. It makes a great gift in an outfit that says, "Open me first," to save Christmas in pictures.
A lot of fun when you find yourself on one of those huge instant replay screens which hang above the Superdome here.
It's like going to the movie theater coming in here, Frank.
Really something. Ball marked at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10, San Francisco. 86 yards away from putting this football game on their side of the scoreboard. Williams rushing to the 19 for a pickup of 5. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the game. Mike Fultz, number 72, makes the stop. 2nd-round draft pick for the Saints. Good defensive lineman, very strong. 2nd down, 5.
This is a situation where you cannot afford to make a mistake, as a mistake now can cost you the ball game.
From the eye to the split backfield, Jackson and Williams, the setbacks. Behind Plunkett, inside handoff to Wilbur Jackson. Oh, he accelerates. Jackson picking up the 1st down at the 31-yard line before being run out of bounds in front of the 49er bench across the way by Clarence Chapman.
He's just super block. It's called under ball handling. They give it to him underneath, and Woody Peoples makes a great block on Pat Hughes, springing Jackson. He just gets to the outside and makes a big 1st down for the 49ers, who are really backed up there on their 9-yard line. Now they're out to the 32-yard line. Much better field position.
A pickup of 12 yards on the play and a 1st down. San Francisco at its 32. They'll be content to let the clock run and move the ball down the field, get in shape for a game-winning touchdown or a field goal here, I'm sure. Plunkett sidearms it out to Williams. That's another 1st down, if everything's in order, at the 42-yard line. Now, let's see. I may have called that one a little bit too quickly. Got to be close enough for a measurement.
Well, what they did on that play, Frank, is they put McGee and Washington on one side, and they just sent them both straight down the field, clearing that area out for Williams to come in underneath. It was an easy pass for Plunkett to complete.
It's a little short, a little bit. Less than a foot needed for the 1st down. You know, they haven't gone to Mitchell at all. He's caught a bunch of passes here in the last 2 weeks.
Well, the linebackers have been doing a good job by hitting him as he comes off the line of scrimmage. So every time Plunkett's looked at him, he's been being beaten on by the linebackers. Those linebackers are tough. Yeah. Eat raw meat, bend iron bars.
You do all that?
Lift cars, pull trains.
You name it. Didn't have any linebackers in that strongest men competition, did they?
Dick Butkus, where are you?
Second down, inches. 49ers at their 42. Williams just puts his nose down and tries to pick up the first down. He got it. Officials will mark it at the 43. Derlin Moore, 74. And Joe Campbell, number 73, on the tackle.
Let's see if they follow their game plan, the 49ers. They said they were going to do play-action passes, and so far those have been the passes that have worked.
Plunkett is now 5 out of 16 after being 0 for 10 in the first half. Back to throw, sideline to Gene Washington. He made the catch and then went out of bounds at the 48-yard line. That is 6 out of 7 for Plunkett here in the second half.
Defensive backs respect Washington, play off him a little bit. Plunkett just tosses a 5-yarder out to him. Let's see if he's in bounds. It's a nice reception by Washington. Looks like he has full feet in. Close. You can call it. Washington on the year has 15 receptions for 324 yards, 21-yard average, and 3 touchdowns.
Willie McGee wide to the left. He's up at the top of your screen. Washington split to the right. Inside handoff. Jackson right side, 50, and Jackson at the 48-yard line fumbled it and got it back. Good secure tackle by Ernie Jackson, number 30, who came up from the secondary, and Ernie Jackson is hurt.
Good block here by number 24, Dalvin Williams. Lawson pulling out in front of the play. There goes Williams' block, knocked Price down. Lawson makes a good block, and Jackson running for daylight almost gets the first down, just short. And Ernie Jackson is hurt.
Looks like he got a knee in the head being attended to. Wilbur Jackson has now gained 101 yards in 17 carries. We'll be back at the Superdome in just a moment.
Dribbles to the top of the key, shoots, good. A pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 3.
Ever want to watch 2 things that are on at the same time? Well, now you can, because Sony's revolutionary Betamax deck, which hooks up to any TV set, can actually videotape something off one channel while you're watching another channel. With Sony's Betamax, you won't miss a thing.
A triple play. You've just seen a triple play.
No, I didn't.
You don't see those very often.
A rain-slick highway, a skid, and a potentially major accident becomes a minor incident. Thanks to a crash barrier with a shatterproof plastic nose cone. A unique plastic developed and supplied by Phillips Petroleum. Developing new plastics or making fine products for your car. That's performance. From Phillips Petroleum, the performance company.
Jackson, a little woozy, was helped off the field. Look at it again here.
Right here, you see Jackson hit the knee of the other Jackson, and you have one Jackson going out, the defensive back.
3rd down 2 for the 49ers at the Saints 48. They are 2 out of 11 3rd down conversions. Williams, no question here that he's got the first, and a lot of change as he moves to the 39-yard line of the Saints. Run out of bounds by Craig Cassidy, number 23.
Let's look at Wilbur Jackson and number 69, Woody Peoples, out in front of Delvin Jackson. Good block by Jackson there. Nice block by Peoples. First down, the 49ers, a big drive. Again, the only thing that can hurt them here is making a mistake, a fumble, an interception, or a big penalty. They're moving on the Saints.
Let's hear it for the Aberdeen Bulldogs. 1st and 10. Williams, looks like the same play. 35 and down to the 33. They continue to rip off big chunks of yardage. He did not get out of bounds, so the clock continues to move. It's rolling with 6.5 minutes left to play in the game. And this drive started back at the 15-yard line. And it's consumed an awful lot of time.
That play has to start with the block of Tom Mitchell, number 84. He's blocking on the linebacker. He's the one who knocks him off the line to give the guards an opportunity to block. Here's you see Peoples out in front. There's penetration. Not enough. Williams goes for 8 yards.
Second down, 3. 49ers at the 33. Jackson caught at the line of scrimmage. Got nothing there. Joe Campbell, number 73. Campbell succeeded Randy White, who is now with the Cowboys, as a premier defensive lineman at the University of Maryland. It was the Saints' #1 draft choice. Tony Fritsch has just got Houston on the scoreboard in that game in Oakland. 10-3, Raiders. Stabler is at Casper with a touchdown. Here's another big play. Third down and 3 for the first down. San Francisco at the 33 of the New Orleans Saints. Williams, and they go at the same play again, and this time they went to the well one time too often as the Saints stack them up for no gain. Moore, number 74, and Jim Merlo, number 57. Too far out for, well, let's see. Maybe he isn't too far out.
No, Ersching's going to try it. He's been, like you say, he's been good all year.
He missed a 24-yarder in the first half. He is 4 out of 6 for the year, and he did hit a 50-yarder.
He's 1 from 1 from the 30 to the 39, so this will put that in that category. Let's see if he makes it 2 for 2.
This will be a 50-yard field goal attempt. He'll kick it from the 40. Whittam puts it down. It is up. It is short. So Wersing doesn't get enough, and the Saints will take over at the line of scrimmage as his 50-yard field goal attempt is short. CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday afternoon, a trio of events. And I think you're going to love the variety. First of all, live from Milan, Italy, the WBA Light Heavyweight Boxing Championship as Victor Galindez takes on Eddie Gregory. The Turf Classic, one of the classic horse races of the year, and the World's Strongest Men competition as they go into the Carlin. First and 10, Saints have their opportunity now from their 32. Douglas back to throw it, sings it over the middle. Childs at the 40 of San Francisco. Henry Childs. And the Saints have a first down at the San Francisco 38-yard line.
Play action pass here. Freezes the linebackers. They're looking for a run. Childs just goes straight down the middle here. And Douglas puts the ball right on the money. Childs turns around, makes the reception, gets the big first down, has the Saints moving. 4:18 left in the fourth quarter.
Biggest offensive play of the afternoon for New Orleans. It covered 31 yards. And the Saints have the first down at the 38-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. Gilliam wide to the left side, 40 in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Bobby Douglas quarterbacking, pitches to Muncie. Galbraith leading the way. He gets to the 35 for a pickup of 3 yards. Emmanuel Sanders leading the way with a fine block. Vanderbunt in on the stop, along with Gallagher.
Frank, they're going to need at least one more first down to put it in field goal range for Zarro.
You know, we haven't seen Webb at all here in the second half. We haven't got word that he was hurt or not. They didn't leave the ball game in the first half of play, and Gallagher has been going most of the way. Second down. 8 for the first down. Saints at the 35 of San Francisco. Muncie caught behind the line. Perhaps reached the line of scrimmage as Bruce Taylor moved up from the secondary along with Willie Harper. And I tell you, Harper's played some football game. He came on in the first period for Dave Washington and has 10 tackles to his credit.
That's what inactivity will do for you. You want to get back in that lineup, but once you get the opportunity, you're going to put it through. There's Rich Zarro on the sideline, warming up, getting ready probably to attempt a field goal. It'll be a long field goal, but he has the leg.
Clock moving along, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the game. Third down, 8. Saints at the 49er 35-yard line. Score tied at 7. Douglas going to run it. 30, 25, 20, 15, down to the 15-yard line. A 20-yard run on the quarterback draw.
They let Elam go to the outside, let the linebackers drop, and Douglas tucks it under his arm. Just following Sanders up the middle, and he gets a big first down to the 49er 15-yard line. They're going to let the clock run down to 2 minutes, and that's a 2-minute warning.
Burns finally made the stop as the 49ers went with their prevent defense, took out 2 linebackers, and Douglas had all kinds of running room. Score tied at 7, and the Saints in position to perhaps put it away.
This year, when you step out on the town, don't just drive. Take off in a 1978 Thunderbird. With its distinctive look and size, its Thunderbird quality and comfort, and it comes at a down-to-earth price of $58.08 with automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, V8 and more. Flight test the 1978 Thunderbird. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
From Maine to California, you sit atop a rig with 13 forward speeds and 300 horses. And when the run is over, that's when Miller time begins. Time to stretch out and head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, you've got the time. We've got the beer, Miller Beer.
You want to know why Bobby Douglas got upset? Watch this. Mike Burns tackles him. After the tackle, watch what Burns does to him. A little shove in the top of the head. Douglas got upset.
Here we go. 1st and 10. Saints at the 15-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. 2 minutes left to play in a tie football game. And Galbraith takes it down to the 8-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards as he slides off several tacklers. And finally, Elia, 55, and Hardman, 86, make the stop.
Now the offensive line with a little help with number 68, Steve, knocking on Elam, gives good running room to Galbraith that shoots down to the 8-yard line. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 3.
Officials mark it at the 9. 2nd and 3 it is. Saints at the 9-yard line of San Francisco. Muncie to the 7. Pickup of 2 yards on that play. Elam 72, Phillips 32 in the stop. So they've got about a yard to go now for the first down, with 3rd down coming up and 7 for the touchdown, with 1:14 left to play.
The 49ers took a timeout to stop that clock, because if the Saints are going to put some points on the board, they're going to need some time to come back and retaliate.
Well, this thing has turned around certainly here in the second half. 49ers came out of the 3rd period with a great touchdown drive. It's funny, first possession of the first half, the Saints drive all the way on the ground and score. First possession of the 49ers in the second half, they go all the way. And that's been it as far as scoring is concerned, 7-all. Don't forget Rafferty tomorrow night on CBS, 9 o'clock Central and Mountain, 10 Pacific. You talk about a man with problems, Rafferty is going to need a lot of miracles out of his medical bag to solve all the things he's got going against him tomorrow night. A young girl starving herself to death, a cop walking around with a bullet in his back, and a medical colleague who might be psychotic. That's Rafferty on CBS tomorrow night. Saints have all 3 of their timeouts left. The 49ers only 1. 3rd down. They need 2 for the first down. They have to reach the 5 for the first down. 7 for the touchdown. Penalty markers down as Muncie is nailed back at the 10. Muncie is really rocked. Fine, hard tackle.
The right end, number 86, Jim Faxon, jumped offside. I believe that's a penalty against the Saints. It's a very bad time to do that.
Tommy Hart with a big hit.
It's against the Saints.
Illegal motion.
I think they're going to refuse it.
Now they're talking things over with Cedric Hartman.
Watch the movement up top. Nope, don't want to blame him. It was a wide receiver who went offside.
All right, they refuse the penalty. So that sets up 4th down, and it puts it on Rich Zarro. Zarro is 4 out of 8 on the year. His longest successful field goal has been 31 yards. This will be an attempt right in the neighborhood of 30. 1:10 left to play in a tie game. Blanchard, the punter, holds for him. Wait a minute, look at this. There we go. 30-yard field goal attempt. Oh, God, it hit the upright and bounced back. It nailed the upright and bounced right back. And the score remains tie, and we may be looking at sudden death overtime. We'll be back in the Superdome in just a moment.
We daren't buy these for our kids, but who cares? It's Lionel's fantastic power passers. Look, the cars change lane with new push-button passing. Hit the button, car steers right. Hit it again, car steers left. And the new high-speed T means that they will never fly off the track, even at top speed.
Okay, your turn. Kid owns the track. You gotta humor him a little, yeah?
Lionel's power passers. Exciting new high-speed curves and lane-changing action.
Back to live action. We cause a fumble by the 49ers at the 20-yard line. And Plunkett retains possession as he tried to pull back. He lost the ball. Less than a minute to go.
For all you fans who are wondering why the New Orleans Saints shifted out there with all their linemen, then brought them back, the reason for that was they wanted to cause confusion amongst the 49ers so they could not put a good rush on the field goal. The defensive line went out there and lined up in front, and then they had to shift back, and so they looked like they were a little confused, but it didn't help them, and they still missed it.
Close doesn't count, except in horseshoes, they say. Here's that
There's
last
the
play
fumble.
again.
Old Plunkett jumping on it. Boy, that's a way to lose it.
Mike Foltz was in there quickly. Don't forget, next Sunday on CBS, another NFL doubleheader coming your way. These are the regional games. These will be the first games, depending on where you happen to be and what part of the country. And then we've got two doubleheader games coming up. And you'll see either Dallas against Pittsburgh or Los Angeles, San Francisco.
Frank, the question is, will Tampa Bay succeed in losing their 24th in a row?
Where is that a question? In Florida, perhaps, huh? Or in Tampa Bay. Saints have never had a regular season overtime game. They had an overtime last year in preseason against the Colts and won it. Second down, 11. Straight handoff to Jackson. Well, what do you do at this point? Do you play for the...
Oh, no question about it. What you have to do is just run the football, try to use up as much time as you can, then punt the ball, hopefully pin them back, inside their own 50, and play for overtime.
You know, Zarro against the Rams a couple of weeks ago had a field goal that hit the upright and bounced in. So I guess those things maybe even up on you over a period of time.
Well, all things being equal, the game has been played good on one side and bad on the other, and the momentum has changed so much that maybe it's due that they should go to overtime.
There's Mr. Zarro, and I'm sure he hopes he will have another opportunity. All right?
Oh, those are real tough. I remember the longest game in the NFL history when we played in it. Stenerud missed it with about 20 seconds left and put our game into overtime, and he never forgot it.
Speaking of Stenerud, he has just kicked a 21-yard field goal for Kansas City. They lead the Bears now 20-14 with 3 minutes left to play in that game in Chicago. And the Rams are way out in front of Green Bay, 24-6, with 12 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in that game. It's being played at Green Bay. Each team has one timeout left. Third down. 49ers need 8 for the first down. Dell Williams following Peoples' block out to the 30, to the 35, and he's got a first down. That's the time remaining in the regulation.
Seems like both teams are content to let the clock run out. The linebacker's playing off. That's the reason Jackson makes a good block here. Williams is just running for daylight following Peoples. But they're playing so that San Francisco does not make the big play. They're laying off a little bit, letting them get the first down. There's only 36 seconds left. And the 49ers used up their last timeout.
49ers have just used that timeout, and maybe they're now going to talk over whether or not to Maybe put it in the air, try to get in shape for a field goal. What do you think?
I don't blame him. I would throw it deep. If you had to throw the football, you want to throw it down the field. So if it is intercepted, it's like a punt. You don't want it, intercepted inside your own 50 because then a run back or a completion can set up another field goal. So I think they'll throw it deep.
A reminder about the Lou Grant Show on CBS Tuesday night at 9 Central and Mountain, 10 Pacific, as Lou decides to investigate the competence of an eccentric judge and gets a surprise or two himself. Ed Asner is Lou Grant Tuesday night on CBS. Frank Lever along with Nick Bonaconte. Superdome in New Orleans. 49ers trying to keep their hopes alive in the division race. They can stay within 2 games of the Rams. And, of course, they get Los Angeles at home next week. 1st and 10. 49ers at their 34-yard line. 36 seconds left to play in the game. Williams on the sweep to the 40. And Williams crosses the 45 to the 46. 49ers are out of timeouts.
I don't think the 49ers would attempt to pass here. One completion, one deep sideline around the 30-yard line. At least they would have an opportunity to try a field goal.
Or maybe get the interference call. Well, they throw the sideline, but very short, intended for Washington. That was strictly a clock stopper.
Right, at least they'll have one play to put it down the field. And I think that's what they're looking for.
They can think about this one as they group for a moment. Ball is at the 49er 46. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 8 seconds left to play.
Frank, have you had an overtime game this year? Have you been in?
Yes, we worked the Bear-Viking overtime game, which was up in Minnesota that the Vikings won. Had some strange things happen there. Bears had a field goal blocked late, similar to this. Missed an extra point, or they could have won that ball game in regulation. Jim Plunkett looking long. Rainbow, intended for McGee, way over his head, intercepted by the Saints. And time has run out. Time has run out, and we will go to sudden death overtime. As the interception is made by the veteran quarterback, Jim Marcellus. And the New Orleans Saints are facing their first regular season overtime ever, as it winds up tied in regulation, 7-all.
When it's so cold, a radiator can freeze solid, and you're still rolling. That's the mark of Xerex. When it's so hot, a radiator can blow its top, and you're still driving cool. That's the mark of Xerex. When corrosion is eating holes in radiators, and you're still going strong. That's the mark of Xerex. Start fresh now with year-round protection. That's the mark of Xerex.
Introducing the new Remington XLR, the electric shaver that shaved as close as a blade. And to prove it, we're doing something spectacular. We're giving away a blade to compare it with. We guarantee the Remington XLR will shave you as close as a blade or your money back. Now that's really spectacular. The Remington XLR shaves as close as a blade or your money back.
America, you've been changing.
Coming, going, changing, growing. The things that make up life.
Why is Bank AmeriCard becoming Visa? To keep up with you.
You're traveling, you're moving, you're taking more from life.
Today you need money that's good around the corner, all across America, and in 117 countries around the world. That's why Bank AmeriCard is becoming Visa, the most widely recognized card in the world. Visa, we're keeping up with you.
New Orleans has just won the toss of the coin, and so they will get to receive. Of course, it's a 15-minute overtime period. If it's still tied, at the end of the 15 minutes, it goes into the books as a tie game. And the last 2 minutes of the period are played much the same as the final 2 minutes of a half or of the game. Those are the basic changes in sudden death overtime. First team that scores anyway, touchdown, field goal, safety, gets the victory.
Frank, the last Saints win over the 49ers was December 9th, 1973. They won it 16-10.
We'll check some of the other scores around the NFL. Most of these are finals, unless otherwise noted. Atlanta getting 2 second-half touchdowns from its defense and beating Detroit 17-6. So they're hot on the trail of the leaders in the division. Giants shut out Tampa Bay. What else is new? New York 10-0 over John McKay's team. Boy, they've got their problems.
What do you tell the team for next week?
I don't know. Whatever he told them last week, I guess. Redskins came from behind and beat Philadelphia 17-14. So they remain a wild card possibility.
Theismann had a good game. Threw to Grant for one and hit Fugit on a big one.
Baltimore, faced by Burt Jones. Over the Buffalo Bills, 31-13. No problem for the Colts.
It keeps them one game ahead of the Miami Dolphins.
And I got an update for you on that Bear game, which I'm going to give you in just a moment. Rams over Green Bay, 24-6. I think we gave you that one. About 10 minutes left to play in that game. Walter Payton. I'll keep trying to tell you about the Bears here, and I'm going to in a minute. Seattle over the Jets. That's another final. More finals. Nick's old team, Miami, beating New England 17-5. A strange score because of a field goal and a safety. Pittsburgh had to hold off Cleveland at the end. Finally won it 35-31. Now I can tell you about Walter Payton. Walter Payton has scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. And Chicago, down at one point in this game, 17-0, now leads Kansas City 21-20 with 2 minutes left to play. Here we go. Sudden death overtime at the Superdome. Wershing kicking off. Maudie is deep, along with Clarence Chapman. Kickoff a little bit short. Chapman at the 12, 15, 20. Chapman is down at the 26-yard line. And the Saints will put it in play. And you got to believe winning the toss has got to be an advantage, right?
Oh, absolutely. The only thing that, you wonder what the philosophy of the coaches are going to be. I mean, are they going to run the ball and try to establish it, or just go for the big one and get the first down and try and get a field goal? If I know Strand, what he's going to do is stick to the running game, play action passes, just try to move it down the field very conservatively.
Last time the Saints had a regular season tie was in 1972. That was at San Francisco, and it wound up 20-20. First and 10 from the 26. Galbraith to the 29 for a pickup of 3 yards. Willie Harper, number 59. On the tackle, Willie filling in for Dave Washington, who was injured in the first period. 49ers also lost Kaz Banasak with a possible broken leg in the first half of play. Second down, 7.
Stephen Montgomery have been doing a good job on Hardman and Elam most of the day.
2nd and 6 make it from the 29-yard line. Maudie in motion. Douglas straight up the middle, giving to Muncie. Muncie clears the 30 out to the 31-yard line. That'll set up 3rd down, and the Saints still need 5 for the first down.
Well, there's the 2 running plays that set up a conservative effort by the Saints. Now with a 3rd down and 5 situation, you have to look at their best receiver, Henry Childs, or one of the backs coming out of the backfield.
How about the quarterback draw again? Douglas under heavy pressure. Really had to fire that thing a lot faster than he wanted to, and he laid it at the feet of Tony Galbraith. Willie Harper was there in coverage, and had he caught it, I question whether or not he could have gotten away from Harper and picked up the first down. San Diego's in front of Denver, 14-3. Blanchard to do the punting. Leonard is deep. Blanchard with a 46.4 average. 10 men on the line of scrimmage for the 49ers. Here they come. Blanchard gets it away. 49ers playing return. Leonard going to let it bounce. It takes a San Francisco hop out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So the 49ers will wind up with pretty good field position on their first possession in sudden death overtime. We're a minute 23 seconds deep.
Road Talker, a Sears 40-channel CD with the right features.
What's your 20 cat bird?
SWR and a 3-way meter, noise blanker, RF gain, squelch, fine tuning, LED readout. And until December 10th, it's on sale at Sears with just...
Back to action quickly. 49ers first and 10 at their 41. Wilbur Jackson trying to get outside, and Wilbur dragging 7 black-shirted Saints across the 45 to the 46-yard line as a 5-yard pickup. Derlin Moore and Joe Campbell making the stop. Pick up a 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down 5.
Big block that time by Gene Barrett, number 77. Opened that hole. Here we go. Let's watch number 77. They never get any credit, those offensive linemen. Makes a good block for Jackson, who picks up 5. Someone is hurt.
I think it's Barrett who made the block just a moment ago.
Give the man credit, and he sits on the ground.
All right. Like he may have an ankle hurting a little bit. Official timeout here in the Superdome. We'll be back in just a moment.
Road Talker, a Sears 40-channel CD with the right features.
What's your 20, Catbird?
SWR and a 3-way meter, noise blanker, RF gain, squelch, fine-tuning, LED readout. And until December 10th, it's on sale at Sears for just $99.95. You save $50.
You're loud and clear, Catbird.
Save $50 on Road Talker, just $99.95 at Sears.
2nd and 5. 49ers at their 46. Jackson inside handoff. Breaks into the 50 and down to the 46-yard line of the New Orleans Saints. Wilbur Jackson, who has had an outstanding afternoon running the football, gets a lot of work, and he's got a lot of yardage. 21 carries, 117 yards for Wilbur Jackson of the San Francisco 49ers.
That was a big block by Keith Barnhurst over that way, and John Ayers, 1-year veteran out of West Texas.
Gene Washington left, Willie McGee right. 1st and 10, 49ers at the Saint 47. Nice fake to Jackson, Plunkett back to throw it. Tom Mitchell, the tight end, to the 40, to the 38-yard line. And Mitchell has stopped standing up. Plunkett looked to his left, and then he saw trouble in front of him. As the Saints put on a good rush, looked to his right, and there was Mitchell by his lonesome, so he dropped it off to him quickly, and the gain amounted to 8 yards. 2nd down 2 for the 49ers at the Saint 39. We're in overtime. Score tied at 7. Delver Williams to the 35-yard line. That is good for another San Francisco first down.
Delvin Williams calling the block on Wilbur Jackson, and Woody Peoples got that big first down, puts them in field goal territory, a long one, but still at least an opportunity.
Don't forget, most of you watching, except those of you on the West Coast, will see Family Classics in progress immediately upon conclusion of the game. Those of you on the West Coast will see it in its entirety later this afternoon. 1st and 10. Again, the inside handoff. Williams to the 30. Williams 25 and down to the 23. First down, San Francisco. Boy, how many times has this ball game been won and lost by both sides as the momentum continues to shift back and forth.
Inside reverse here to Delvin Williams. Lawson makes a big block for him. Wilson just finds
inside handoffs in this game, I think, than any other game I've seen this year.
Well, I think the strength of the offensive line for the 49ers is Woody Peoples, Lawson, and Cross. So they're really working with those guys, and they've been the most effective of the offensive line, along with Farnhurst, who's done a good job, and Barrett before he got hurt. But the key is the 3 guys in the middle.
Jackson and Williams are both over 100 yards in rushing. Worshing, of course, the field goal kicker, waiting on the sideline. 2nd down 8. 49ers at the New Orleans 21-yard line. Plunkett hangs onto the football and immediately ripped out. Well, something went amiss there. He never had a chance to pull back. Joe Fettersfield, the middle linebacker, number 58, making the stop for a loss of 2, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
I'm wondering if Plunkett was trying to quarterback draw also. Took one step back and started forward, and Fettersfield wrapped him up and threw him to the ground. You get 2 points in wrestling for that one.
That's right. Dell Williams has 110 yards and 25 carries. Jackson, 117 and 21. Big play. 3rd and 10. 49ers at the Saint 23. Jackson to the 20, to the 17, 16-yard line. Not enough for the first down, but close enough to give Worshing a shot at the field goal, which will win this game. Now keep in mind that he missed a 24-yarder in the first half, a little bit longer than an extra point. Really shanked it bad. Got a chance to redeem himself here. Woodham will hold at the 23, which will make it a 33-yard field goal attempt. If he makes it, the game is over. It's long enough. It is good. And the 49ers have beaten the Saints by a score of 10-7 as Wersing is pummeled by his teammates. 8 minutes, 33 seconds deep into the overtime period. The 49ers win it 10-7. That's their fourth straight victory. Don't forget the CBS Sports Spectacular upcoming next weekend. We got the championship fight for you. We got the Turf Classic. And we also got the world's strongest spin competition. I know you'll want to see it. Next Saturday afternoon on CBS. San Francisco winning its fourth straight and will go home now to face the Rams next Sunday. With a victory there, they could move to within one game of first place despite their disastrous start. That's it. San Francisco 10, New Orleans 7 in overtime. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports.
Can your hair dye give you cancer? Will a law and order cop make it to the governor's mansion? Are ugly new attitudes changing jolly old England? Watch 60 Minutes this evening on CBS.